Hello students, in this C# program we see how we can perform addition on two matrices. Okay, how we can do matrix addition inside C#. So as we know, matrix means two-dimensional array. So we need to take three two-dimensional arrays, two for inputs and third array is for storing the addition of those two matrices. So I am taking here three two-dimensional M1. First one is M1. Then I am taking second, and third one is M3 for storing the resulted value M3. Now writing one message to user, console.write, a write line or write how many rows, किंवा enter number of rows. We take the values of number of rows and number of columns from user. So I am giving message to user as enter number of rows and enter number of columns. Okay. Now I need to declare one row size variable and column size variable for taking these two values. So after entering or after displaying this message, we need to take the value from user inside row size variable. So I am using here row size variable equal to, how we can take the values from user by using readLine function. But readLine gives me the string result, so I am converting convert dot to int32 and storing the value in row size variable. Now same we need to do for column size. So I am giving here same statement. Now we have row size and column size. Now we need to declare the memory for all these M1, M2, M3 according to this row size and column size. So I am using here statement like M1 is equal to new int, which is data type, and my row size is according to row size variable and column size is according to column size variable. So this is dynamic memory allocation. We are not allocating memory statically. So according to user choice, he or she can add those number of rows and those number of columns. Now if you know the rule for addition of matrix, all the two matrices or both the two matrices having same number of rows and same number of columns. So and resulted matrix also having same number of rows and same number of columns. So same allocation we need to do here. Our all elements are integer, so I am declaring integer data type here. So memory allocation we are going to done here. Then accept the values for M1, M2 and then store the result inside this M3. We all do this inside function. So I am using or I am defining here some functions like static void input for inputting, for storing the values inside the matrix. I am declaring or I am defining here input function, and here I am receiving one two-dimensional array, and I am going to use here, and I need row size and column size as well, intr and intc for writing the for loops. how many rows of this matrix are rows. So I am writing condition here, I is less than r. Then I am going to use another inner for loop, which is for columns. Again I am using here j is less than column size and j plus plus. Now here I am taking the values from user and storing the values inside this M matrix. So I am using here M of ij, means ith row and jth column my value will be stored. Now how we can get the values from user? We know by using right line. I am copying this line and pasting here. Okay, so one by one this for loop will be executed. How many times? Row into column. That much time this line will be executed. Means if rows are 2 and columns are 3, then 2 into 3, 6 times this line will be executed. Means there are 6 elements. 6 elements will be stored inside this array. But before accepting the element, we give one message to user: enter matrix element. Console dot write line, enter matrix element. How many times this message will come? Depending on the row size and column size. Now this is for inputting the matrix elements. Now I need to get the values for 2 matrices. So I need to call this input function 2 times. And first time I am passing M1, then second time I am passing M2. In this way we store the values inside M1 and M2. We need to pass 3 arguments. We need to pass row size and column size as well. So I am passing here. So error will be goes now. Row size and column size. Row size and column size. I am passing to this function. Now after executing these 2 statements, input have done. Means all the values stored inside this M1 and M2 according to user choice. User gives that number of elements and stored inside M1. Same happens for this M2. But before inputting, one message we give to console like enter elements of first matrix, and then we call this input for M1. Then again same message we display on console for taking the value for second matrix. So I am giving here message enter elements of second matrix. Now we need to display the resulted matrix, which is addition. So I am again using function M1, M2, and I am passing that M1, M2, M3 and row size and column size to that particular addition function. And another function display for displaying the M3. Again I am passing row size and column size. Now I am defining these 2 functions. Static void addition. This is the 2-dimensional array. This is again 2-dimensional array. So we need to define block. Now here we need to add this M1 and M2 and store the result inside M3. So I am putting a double for loop, and inside that double for loop I need to operate, and my operation is addition. So I am putting this, and now I want to only add M1 of I comma j, means ith row and jth column element we added into ith row and jth column of M2 and store the result inside M3. So I am getting the result in this way. In just a single line we get the addition, and then inside, okay, this is the row size actually, so I need to declare or define or use the same, otherwise it will give me the error like this. Now only display function we need to define. This is only remaining. I am defining this function like this static void. We not returning any value from all these functions. These are the simple variables, row size and column size. Now I am defining this, so I am using block here, and we need to only display the elements one by one. So again I need these two for loops for displaying this M3 matrix. So I am displaying this M3 matrix. So I am using console dot write, and after some space I am displaying the element of M3 on that particular row of index I, j. I goes for rows and j is I am using for columns. Now this for loop gives me single row output, and after one row printing I need to go to the next line. So I am using here double slashes, means this right line enters into the next line, and again I am giving here slashes, so two line space will be there. Now I am running this program. Input is used for taking the values and storing inside the matrix. I am calling this input function 2 times because I need to enter elements first inside M1 matrix, then inside M2 matrix, then I need to add these M1 and M2 and store the result inside M3. So I am calling this addition function by passing M1, M2, M3 as a 2-dimensional array and their row size and column size, because we need to write for loop and we need to give the condition. So what we need to give here, row size or column size, so we need to know what is the row size and column size. So we are passing this row size and column size to all the functions, and then finally we display the M3 matrix in matrix form. But before displaying, we need to give the message as console.writeLine addition of above two matrix, addition of matrix is. Also before displaying the addition, we also display the first matrix in matrix form. Matrix 1 is, and we display the matrix 1 as by passing display M1 to display. Then we second message to user, same like this. Means here we are entering matrix 1 elements, then we are entering matrix 2 elements, then we perform addition on it, Then we are displaying the matrix 1 elements by using display function. Then we are displaying matrix 2 elements, matrix 2, and then we are displaying addition of above matrix, addition of above two matrices is, and we are passing M3 to display function to display the M3 in matrix form. Here M2 will be displayed in matrix form, M1 will be displayed in matrix form, and this is our program. And my final line, my program is over here, and we need to give read key. So in this way we perform the addition for two matrix, means we are declaring three matrix as a two-dimensional integer array. Then we are declaring two simple variables as a row size and column size. We take the values of row and column from the user. Then according to user's row size and column size, we need to allocate memory for M1, M2, M3 as row size and column size. This is dynamic memory allocation, and there is no 2x3 constant array or 3x3 constant array. There is dynamic memory allocation. If user gives row size as 2 and column size as 5, then these all matrices allocate the memory for 2x5 matrix or 2x5 array. If a user having the choice as row size as 3 and column size as 3, then M1, M2, M3 allocates the memory for 3x3 matrix in this way. Now after allocating the memories for respective matrices, we take the values to store inside M1 matrix. Then by using the input function, then we are storing the values of M2 matrix. Again we call here input, and by passing M2 we store the values inside M2 matrix. First time we are passing M1, so values will be stored inside M1 matrix. Then after getting the M1, M2 values, we can perform the addition on it and store the result inside M3. So I am calling addition to add these two matrices and storing result inside this M3. Now after addition, I am displaying the M1 matrix in matrix format, then M2 matrix in matrix format, and resulted, which is addition of these two matrix in matrix form. So this is our program, whole program. For two-dimensional arrays, we need to use two for loops. First for loop we use for number of rows, and inner for loop we use for number of columns. So in this way we perform addition on two matrix. I'm going to run this program. Let's see what is the output. When we pass matrix or array to function, okay, when we pass array to function, there is a concept of pass by reference. Means whatever changes are going to happen inside function, all those changes reflected in main as well. So this is the concept of pass by reference. When we pass array to function, we are passing array by using reference concept. So whatever the changes are there inside function, all those changes reflected in these memories as well. So this is the output window. Enter number of rows. I am giving here 3 rows and also column size as 3. So my matrix is allocated the memory for 3x3. All my matrices allocate memory for 3x3, means 9 elements we can store. Now enter elements of first matrix. We need to give 9 elements for first matrix. So I am giving here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are my 9 elements for first matrix, and now I am giving again second matrix elements as 1, 2. Same elements I am giving here. You can give whatever you want. Then
it will gives me the message as matrix 1 is in matrix form, matrix 2 is in matrix form, and addition of above two matrices is. Means 1 plus 1 is 2 here, then 2 plus 2 is 4 here. So this is the resulted matrix. This is the first matrix, this is the second matrix. We are displaying the matrix in matrix form. So in this way we can display the matrix. So this is the output. If you want there is one single line after displaying this message, then you can do it, or you can use /n. You can give /n after every statement for one line space. After every statement you can give /n for a single line space. Matrix 1 is I am giving here /n, then again here also /n. So it will give me the better result. So what I am saying, whatever the values of array you are passing to function, here I am passing m1 matrix to my function input. So whatever the m1 I am passing here, and this m1 is here for input function. Where is my input function? Here m is refer to the same memory for m1. Means this is the concept of pass by reference. Whatever the changes I am doing on this m, same changes will be done on m1 matrix. Okay, this is the reference, pass by reference concept. Whatever the result is stored inside m, or whatever the values I am storing on this m, there is this my m refers to this m1 memory. This is the concept behind pass by reference. Whenever you pass the array to any function, there is a concept pass by reference. So whatever the changes are inside function, all those changes reflected in m1. Means when we call this input function, before calling m1 having 0 values. Okay, before calling input function, m1 matrix having all the zeros values inside it. But after returning from or after calling this input, or after returning from this input function, m1 having some values which has given by the user. Inside input we take the values from user and storing this m matrix. This m is actually refers to my m1. So actually values are stored inside this m1 matrix. Whatever the values stored inside input function, those all values stored inside this m1. m1's memory and m's memory is same, shared memory. So whatever the changes reflected by m, and whatever the changes done by m1, all those changes done on the same memory. So we will get this result. Without returning any value, we will get the result inside main, because this is the pass by reference concept. So this is the program for matrix addition. Thank you.